Hello friends, Alekum. My name is Muhammad Uzaifa. How are you friends? I'm fine. I hope you will be all fine. Friends, today I am going to tell you about the story of Prophet Dawud Asalam. So, if you enjoyed to like this video, click the button below to subscribe our channel, press the bell icon and like must. So let's get started. Dawud salam realized that Talut was going to kill him that night. So he gathered his belongings and some food and escaped from the palace. He traveled for a long time. The Prophet's brothers realized that he was hiding inside the cave and they came to meet him. "We are tired of our king," they told the Prophet. "He is ill-treating everyone in the kingdom. We want to join forces with you, brother." The next day, few citizens arrived at the cave. "What do you want?" asked the Prophet. "Please save us from the king," said the citizens. "He is an evil man and he is torturing everyone. Please let us join our army." The Prophet agreed. Like that, more and more citizens arrived to join the Prophet's army. Talut ill-treated his subjects and terrorized his soldiers. The citizens had slowly started to turn against him. When he realized that the Prophet was assembling an army, he decided to go to war against the Prophet. The army marched for many days and they had covered a great distance by now. The king and his men were tired, so they decided to rest for some time at the valley. When Talut was sleeping, the Prophet crept into this cave silently. He took his sword and cut off a piece of Talut's garment. He went outside and shouted, "O king!" The king woke up and went outside the cave. He saw the Prophet standing with his men. "You came here seeking to kill me, but I do not hate you and I don't want to kill you. If I wanted to kill you, then I could have done that while you were asleep." Then the Prophet showed him the piece of cloth and told him, "Here is a piece of your garment. I could have killed you instead, but I did not. My mission is that of love, not malice." The king realized his mistake and begged for forgiveness. The Prophet forgave the king and he was allowed to go back to his kingdom. After a few years, Talut got killed in another battle. The people remembered what Dawud salam had done for them, so they elected him as their king. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made his kingdom strong and great and his enemies feared him. After some time, the Prophet was blessed with a son and he named him Sulaiman. The boy was very intelligent and wise from childhood. He was 11 years old when the following incident took place. One day, Dawud salam was as usual solving problems of his people. The two men came to him. One of them owned a field. The owner of the field said, "Oh dear Prophet, this man's sheep came to my field last night and ate all my grapes. I am left with nothing now. Please ask him to compensate for my loss," he cried. "Is this true?" the Prophet asked the owner of the sheep. "Yes, sir," he replied. The Prophet then thought for a while and said, "I have decided that you give him your sheep in exchange for his loss." "But sir, the sheep is all I have," said the man. That's when Sulaiman spoke up. "I have another solution." "What is it?" asked the Prophet. Then his son said, "Let the owner of the sheep work at the field until the grapes grow back again. And let the owner of the field keep the sheep till then. The field owner can make a living by using the wool and the milk until his crops grow back. And when the grapes are ready, the field owner can take back his field and return the sheep to its owner." The Prophet was surprised. "This is a sound judgment. Praise to be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for blessing you with wisdom. You are truly wise. The men thanked Sulaiman as it was because of him that they got a fair judgment. The owner of the sheep was also happy as he did not have to give away his sheep. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had truly blessed Sulaiman with wisdom in addition to what he had inherited from his father. Prophet Dawud was just and righteous ruler who brought peace and prosperity to his people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had also honored him as a messenger. He delivered Allah's message to his people with the help of his melodious voice. When he recited the Zabur, the people listened to him as if in a trance. The messengers he delivered are very famous and well remembered. Even though he was the king, he did not live lavishly. He did not use the money from the treasury for himself. He was experienced in the craft of weapon making, so he made and sold weapons himself. The Prophet lived on this magra income. The Prophet divided his working day into 4 parts: one to earn a living and to rest, one to pray to his Lord, one to attend his people, and the last part to deliver his sermons. One day the Prophet was as usual praying in his room. He ordered the guards not to allow anyone to interrupt him, but somehow the 2 men managed to enter the room. When the Prophet's prayer was disturbed, he asked them angrily, "Who are you?" "Do not be frightened," said one of them. "We have a dispute among ourselves, and we are here for your judgment." "What is it?" asked the Prophet. Then the first man said, "This is my brother. He has 99 ears, and I have only one. One day he said, 'Hand it over to me,' and overpowered me with his speech." The Prophet did not wait to listen to what the other person had to say, and said in a hurry, "He has wronged you. It was wrong of him to demand your sheep in spite of him having so many." Then suddenly the 2 men vanished like a cloud. It was then that the Prophet realized that they were the angels sent by God. They were here to teach him a lesson. He realized that he should not have passed the judgment before hearing from the opposing party. He realized his mistake and fell on the ground seeking repentance. He sought forgiveness from his Lord and cried bitterly. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgave him, and the Prophet lived for a long time. The Prophet worshipped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sang his praises until he died. According to traditions, his death was mourned by 4,000 priests and thousands of people. During the day of burial, the sun was so hot, and the people who had arrived were having a hard time. It was then Suleiman called the birds. The thousands of birds arrived, and they flew up to cover the sun. This was the first sign of dominion by Sulaiman alayhi salam that was witnessed by the people.